Welcome to Home Equity Secrets. I'm Carl Christian, CEO of the Nice Agent Co. Join me as we reveal how to learn to earn through smart homeownership. Discover expert insights, practical advice, and inspiring stories on turning your home into a powerful financial asset. Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, let's unlock your home's true potential together. Welcome to Home Equity Secrets. Welcome to Home Equity Secret, the podcast that uncovers the wealth building potential through homeownership. I'm Carl Christian. I'm the CEO of the Nice Agent Company. We bring you expert insight on what you should do with your home equity. A lot of people can refinance, get a line of credit, they can remodel their homes, they can put a pool at their house, or they can send their kid to school. But what is the proper way to use your home equity? We will bring you expert insights from title companies, from realtors, brokers, lenders, everybody. And today, I have the honor to be with Ilko. Ilko is amazing at what he does because he's the future of real estate, and you don't want to miss this episode. So before we go any further, I want to welcome Ilko. Ilko, please introduce yourself to the fans. Let us know who you are, what you do. Let's start.
Carl, thank you for having me here. It's really a pleasure. Well, what we do actually, as you said, like experts from within the real estate, but mostly we're doing title. So title is probably one of the ways in real estate that will see most change thanks to new technology that's coming. And this is what we do, like at Propi. We've been bridging the gap between technology and real estate for the last 9 years, trying to bring that 200-year-old industry, really take advantage of what's new, what's coming, and really give the power to the people who own their homes. Would
Wow.
you agree?
Let me tell you something. Real estate needs a change. I'm not gonna lie, because you're right. One change that I always kept asking myself is, if you refer me a client, there's a rule in real estate that I can only give you something of value of $50. If you use me to buy a property, the only gift that I can give you has to be worth no more than $50. And that rule existed, like, I don't know, maybe in the 40s. Man, a bottle of wine that is decent, it's gonna be more than that. And they never change. And I think with your company trying to bring the technology to see what the future holds for homeowners, like a homeowner that have their equity and they want to transfer equity to someone else, transfer ownership to someone else, and now you're giving them an option to not do it the traditional way. And one word that you always use when you and I talk is blockchain. Can you explain to somebody in, like, our world, what does it mean, blockchain?
Well, absolutely. But let me reframe back to what you said a minute ago, like about that $50 limit of a gift. Like, it's what I know about you is that you actually go above and beyond outside the limits of this $50 because you promise a smile, right?
Yes.
And not a smile on your side, but a smile from your client. So, and this is a promise. This is something that is really worth something, not a bottle of wine, but really to provide an enhanced experience for your sellers and buyers. So we do the same thing. We also smile, but not as wide as you do. But like with blockchain technology, we and everybody like associates blockchain with crypto. Some people don't even make the difference between both, and it's perfectly fine. There is a difference, and blockchain is actually how we record data, how you can record data, how you can record your seller, your buyers, home ownership documents, deed records, keep records in a way that it's immutable, transparent, and accessible by the homeowner so that you do not have to pay somebody to store your information. You don't have to pay somebody to access that information. This is how we're going to change title work because right now what we do is, of course, we comply with like local rules and regulations. We record with the county, but as a traditional title company. But every deal that's been through Propi and Propi title is recorded on blockchain. What that means is that you have a secondary line of insurance. so to speak, and give you an idea. I believe like one of the recent counties that got hacked, like Hernando County, it was like around March or April this year. Data leaked all over the dark web. They tried to pay the ransom, they didn't, the county. So they're like, they don't know what kind of data they got back. So if you have your ownership recorded with the county, of course, but on blockchain as well, you can go to court, you can prove because blockchain recordings are admissible in court.
You
And
know,
they're not prone to like human errors or typos that it turns into a nightmare. Like you buy a home now and like 8, 9 years down the road, you want to sell that, but it turns out that they have your name wrong or anything like that. So it's about how you keep your data and how you can access it.
that is very important. It's something that you remind me of a story of one of my clients. He bought a piece of land, does not know it's been years. And of course, when he was trying to sell it, we find out he no longer owned it. What happened is somebody, just like you said, found his data and they found out that he never even stepped foot on the land or things like that. And they forged his signature and we recorded the deed. Now, the problem that you have is he doesn't have any papers because he bought it like 40, 30 years ago. And now here it is that he's trying to prove that it was not me that signed this deed. And it was very difficult. But in your case, if we were to have you and using blockchain, he would have those documents that shows that, hey, this is when I purchased it. This is who I am. This is the way my signature is done. I did not do this. Yes. And I believe what you're saying is really needed in the industry. Like to that, I want to say congrats, man. Keep doing it.
Well, fraudulent transactions right now happen even more so. Like there's something about Florida and fraudulent land deals that is going crazy.
It's
I'm not,
insane.
and I'm not talking only about wire fraud because this is also how we use technology to eliminate wire fraud, as we use same day online payment through Propi. So we do not email any payment instructions, any bank accounts, any sensitive client's data by email. Because do you know, actually, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know what number one reason for wire fraud is?
I know getting money. Like,
Emails, compromised emails.
wow.
And in any given transaction, there are like at least a dozen participants:
That's true.
buyers, sellers, transaction coordinators, title companies, lenders. Even one of those emails be compromised, then they can have access to what's going on. They know when deposit
Yeah.
is due. They know what the title company is. And they can send the buyer an email portraying to be from the title company at the right time with all the right information, but the bank account. So no matter like how big red letters you put on the bottom of your emails, do not do not wire any payments before calling, checking. All these buyers are really excited about what's happening right now. They are just ready to
Yeah, of
take them.
course. The excitement. But you're right.
Technology can solve this. What we
Yes.
do is we have a 24/7 escrow thanks to Propi AI that you can just drop the contract. You can have the contract executed, and you can within 30 minutes you can have the deposit payment initiated online on a secure platform.
This is the new way of the title companies. And I'm going to be honest with you. The very first change that happened was the mobile notary online. And to me, that was something that was needed. The second part that I think is needed is too many paperwork, man. The paperwork is just too much. Right?
Absolutely. Let me
You're
tell you a scenario that our agents are actually implementing right now. Imagine like you send your client to see a home, you send them with a smile, right? You can also provide them a link where they're at the home, they can click on their phone and they can put their price, they can put their deposit, just that. The system can generate that contract automatically and send them a signature request within minutes. Once that signature is in, then the realtor, you receive that document, that
that
contract
is
already
cool,
signed by
bro.
your client just to approve, make sure that everything is up to speed. And you can open escrow in a matter of seconds. So imagine your buyer receiving a deposit payment link while they're still sitting at the porch and they already have the deposit in. That can be done within 30 minutes.
Wow.
How how better can it get? Like to just have like for experience from like a purchasing.
Changing the game. And to
True.
me, a lot of people, what I like about what you're saying right now is you're not eliminating the human interaction. You're just making it better. Because that is one fear that we as agent, as brokers, we have is, are they gonna eliminate us? Are we gonna be absolute? Are they not, we're not gonna be there anymore? No, the truth is, with this system, it's just making us more efficient, but we are still involved. So yes, I support this one 100%.
The way that we see it is in for the seller and buyer to have that enhanced experience, that professional experience. There got to be a professional behind the scenes.
Definitely.
Somebody can get their documents, make sure that everything is right, make sure everything is compliant, making sure that they know what they're doing. So it's not gonna happen without cutting the middleman because you're not the realtors are not the middleman. You are the professional behind
Yeah.
that professional service.
Yeah. We have to. I always tell everybody, like, if you watch football, we are the quarterback. We are the one throwing the balls where it needs to go. And if we miss, if we fumble, everything wrong can go. Everything that can go wrong goes wrong. So to me, you cannot just eliminate the brokers. You just can't do
Well,
it.
that's an interesting comparison, but I would like turn that around a little bit. How about if the realtor is the referee? How wrong can it get if you have no referee on the field?
That's so
Then
true. I've
everybody
never
will.
thought about it that far. You're right. You are so right. Yeah. Because when the fight start, you call, hey Carl, what's going on? You know, you are so right. Now to
Do
go
you
back
think
to the
that, yeah,
subject line, Ilko, I would like to give you an example because I asked that to all my guests. Imagine a family with two kids, toddlers, 2 years old, 4 years old, and they're sitting in a house, and the house has about $500,000 in equity. What would you suggest? What advice would you give to that family? Do you they sell the house, go buy a bigger one? Do they take the house out, the money out of the house, go buy an investment property? Do they invest it somewhere else? What or they just sit tight, you know what, you're safe, I'm good. What would your advice be to that?
well, it's my personal opinion.
It has, yeah, personal.
Do not sell.
Okay, I agree.
However, what you can do is you don't have to have all this purchasing power locked in. So paint you a picture. Like imagine like you're looking for a larger home. And this is, imagine a future maybe like 18 months from now or 2 years from now. You tokenize that property ownership right. You have a home of like what you just say, like a million or million and a half.
Okay.
So you tokenize and you actually fractionalize them.
Hmm.
So you can go to and not go to a traditional and institutional lender, but get mortgage from within the community. People who see the value in your home and that's gonna appreciate. So you're like fractionalizing this to let's say 1,000 or let's say 100 to be like more easy, like 100 tokens, and you keep let's say 10. You see, you keep 10% with the 90% of the value that you can get like cash in. You go in and you purchase another one. You put this one on the market to bring like revenue from rentals that anybody who bought shares in your home would also appreciate. But at the same time, anybody who bought shares from in your home, they have a digitalized fractional tokens that they can exchange and they can create a secondary market, highly liquid market that they can sell anytime in a matter of minutes without going through the county, without paying doc stamps and all the traditional fees. So you can transfer that investment like on the mobile app in
This
matter
is
of seconds.
why this podcast exists. This is it. Home equity secret. I'm gonna tell you, this gentleman just put your house on the stock exchange. This is just amazing. Where else would you get this idea? Like now you own a Fortune 500 company. This is crazy. I never thought of it that way. Why not? Really?
Well, I'll tell you why not. I'll tell you why not right now. Because right now, in order for you to do that, you need to apply with the SEC because it is treated as security. But there are
Okay.
bills in place, and we're hoping that within like 18 to 24 months, private homeowners will be able to fractionalize without being treated as a security issuers. Because I mean, right now we do this, but it makes sense for investments for projects above 4.5 million. Because
Okay.
to apply with the SEC regulations, like you will put like a $50,000 price tag on right from the
Okay.
start. That's not financially
Yeah, it's
feasible
not.
for
It's
a
not.
private homeowner. However, what we do right now is we do the same, but we tokenized one property, one token. And you can transfer that through smart contracts on blockchain. This is how technology can allow you to get access to more and more features. Imagine like you transferring your home in a matter of minutes. You put it on the marketplace, you get an offer, the clock runs out because it's kind of like an auction style. Anybody can up that ante. And then as soon as the clock runs out, instant ownership transfer to the new home without going through the county.
Just change the game, man. You changed the game.
We already do that. We did that for the first time back in 2022 with like few properties down in Tampa and Orlando. But really looking forward to when we can really open that investment to like more and more sellers and buyers.
I was gonna ask, like, how do you bypass that loophole of accredited investors? How are you working towards that? Because if we go and say, hey, I would like to sell shares of my property to this person, and like you said, the SEC is involved, they're gonna say, is that person an accredited investor because they're buying shares? How do you bypass that?
You don't bypass that. What we do right now with a single token, not the fractional, as I said, like just
It's one
you
house.
don't have to comply with the SEC. But what we do is we build that home ownership into an LLC, single owner LLC. So we transfer the ownership of the LLC. So it doesn't, the ownership with the county doesn't change, but we make this very efficient, quick, streamlined. And at the same time, hey, talking about crypto, like we opened that to a whole new buyer market. So
Definitely.
if you're a developer and you want to sell like a 150 unit project, we'll still do traditional marketing for traditional investors, traditional buyers, but we will reach out to crypto communities who really want to diversify their portfolio and really get into real estate, the crypto with the purchasing power that they have. And the developer still get payment in USD. We come in and we help with the exchange. So by the time the funds hit the escrow account, they're already in US dollars.
Now, let me see if I can actually go a little bit in the future. So that token that is for one house, how does that token gain value or do not gain value? What is the worth of that token? Is it the value of the home? Are we going to give it a new value? How do we know that token is worth 500,000 now, 600,000? How do we
It's
do?
the value of the property. The token is just the vessel that transfers ownership, but the value is the value of your property. And now you imagine opening that to all your traditional sellers who have their homes on the market but struggling to find a buyer. At the same time, you have a whole community sitting on millions and millions of dollars that they don't know how to use to get into real estate. And this is where we come in to bridge that gap.
It's genius. I cannot wait for everybody that's listening. If you ever want to get in touch with Ilko and then know more about that blockchain, those tokens, Ilko, how can they reach you?
Propy.com.
Propy.com, propy.com. And I'm going to tell you, it's always a pleasure when me and Ilko sit down and we talk because I'm learning every single time he teach me something new. And I'm going to tell you, never forget this guy. So yes, guys, realtors, brokers, lenders, please definitely you want to reach out to Ilko because, hey, the future is very close. I love what you're doing, man. And I will say congratulations on the success of that. And I'm going to make sure that I talk to people and make them understand the future is very close.
The future is now. And just like, you gain knowledge, I also learn a lot from you. And every time we just talk, I have a wider smile on my face.
You
It's
know what? You keep
contagious.
bringing it. So let me tell you where it comes from. I will work until you smile. It's the slogan of the nice agent. And the story behind that is I was trying to say, see, what can I tell my clients? And one of my coach back in the days, Alvaro, may he rest in peace. And he was like, you understand that the very first person that needs to smile is you. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, yes, because you have to transfer that smile to your client. So what about that? You make sure every morning you commit to smiling. And I stood up that next morning and I'm like, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I'm going to work until you smile. And the slogan came in, I will work until you smile. And to be honest, I know my clients are watching this. Yes, it's about you, but before you, it was about me. I'm going to work every single day. I'm going to meet people like Ilko. I'm going to learn from them. I'm going to implement their advice, because at the end of the day, I have to be proud of myself. And then I will transfer that smile to you so you can be very proud of your purchase, very proud of the life you live in. So this is where the story comes from. I will work until you smile.
Well, it's all about personal example. Set the example yourself, right? Yep. How can you make the face in the mirror smile first before you can, right?
Yep. That's it. That is the way it works.
Beautiful.
Ilko, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. This is Home Equity Secrets, and I'm going to tell you, by far, Ilko, it's probably one of the best episodes we have, because people are about to learn new things, and this is what we are about. We are about to teach them new things, a new way of investing, a new way of buying properties, of using the home equity. If you missed this episode, you really want to press rewound and go actually listen to it, because you've missed a lot. We will bring you always experts in advice, and here it is. Ilko was one of those today. Ilko, I want to tell you again, thank you so much for joining us at Home Equity Secrets, man.
Thank you for having me, and I can also make a promise to you that as long as you're willing, I can even take you further down the rabbit hole, because it goes much deeper.
I don't mind, because believe me, I believe we are about to change the game, and I want everybody to join us on that.
Thank you, Carl.
All right. So thank you. Thank you so much, Ilko. I truly appreciate that one. Thank you for tuning into Home Equity Secrets. I'm Carl Christian, and I hope you found today's episode insightful and inspiring. Remember, you can learn to earn how to set up your real estate portfolio to achieve financial freedom. I dedicate my life to helping homeowners like you unlock the potential of their homes in South Florida. Hit me up if you're in the area and let's chat. Please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. For more tips and updates, follow us on social media and visit our website. Thank you for listening.